The Cleveland Cavaliers return home Saturday with a second-round series lead and look to bury the Toronto Raptors in a 3-0 hole when they tip off from Quicken Loans Arena in a nationally televised 8:30 p.m. ET contest. Cleveland opened as a 4-point favorite and now is laying 4.5. The over-under, or total number of points Vegas thinks will be scored, opened at 217 but has inched down to 216. Before picking either side, you need to read what SportsLine data scientist Stephen O has to say. O, the co-founder of AccuScore, who specializes in sports simulations, projections and advanced statistical analyses, has nailed 9 of his last 14 picks involving the Raptors, a cash rate of 64%. We can tell you he's expecting a high-scoring affair and is leaning strongly toward the over. O, who also has a strong analytical background, has examined every matchup, every player and every trend for Toronto versus Cleveland and locked in his against the spread selection. Not only has he been on top of this series, but the Raptors' previous series as well. For Game 5 of Toronto's first-round series versus the Wizards, in which the Raptors were laying 7, O astutely noted Toronto's defense would be considerably more disciplined at home after dropping its 2 games in Washington. So he laid the points. The result: the Raptors held all 5 Wizards starters to under 50% shooting in a 108-98 Toronto victory, allowing O to cash. The Raptors can cover the spread and win outright if big man Jonas Valanciunas is a more ferocious defensive post presence than he was in Game 2. Toronto's guards kept the Cavaliers' deep shooters in check, but Cleveland was on fire inside the arc, knocking down more than 67% of its shots. The Cavaliers can cover the spread if center Kevin Love doesn't settle for the 3-ball. Although he did hit 2 3-pointers in Game 2, he shot 9 for 15 from 2-point range and, more importantly, was a perfect 7 for 7 from the charity stripe when he drove to the rim. The over is 4-0 in Cleveland's last 4 games, and Toronto is 0-5 against the spread in its previous 5 conference semifinal contests. O has evaluated all this and identified a trend you're not even thinking about that could be the difference in this matchup. So, which side of Raptors-Cavaliers do you need to be all over? And what trend do you need to know about in this matchup? Visit SportsLine now to see the strong point spread pick by O, who has nailed 64% of his most recent Toronto selections.